on ITV, the vision of Pikes Peak Community College.
Hello and welcome to Community College Magazine presented by Pikes Peak Community College. I'm Michael Martin, a radio and television student here at PPCC, and with me today is my guest Hank Stout, a local businessman and general manager for a local franchise of a multinational pizza chain. Today we will be discussing technology and its effect on consumer behavior and consumer relations. Thank you for joining me, Hank.
Well, thank you for having me. It certainly beats the heck out of being at work today, so I appreciate you asking me to come down.
I'm sure it does. Let's start at the beginning. When did you get started in the industry?
I started in October of 2006, so I've been in the industry about 10 years now, and like most people in this industry, I started off at the very bottom as a delivery driver.
Okay, and when did you become a manager there?
I delivered pies for about 5 years, and after that I kind of realized that there might be more there, so I jumped into management and shift runner, assistant GM, and I've been running stores for about 3 years now.
All right. And how has technology affected the day-to-day interactions that you have with consumers?
Looking back when I started and to where things are now, it is kind of a night and day. We have really pushed online ordering as something that's very important to our brand, and it has really changed how often we even talk to the customer.
In what ways?
Well, they don't call anymore.
They don't call anymore?
The vast majority of business comes through online, I would say well over half. They don't call anybody in the store. They don't call to confirm their order. We don't ask them what their addresses are. It just shows up on a screen and we make their food and out it goes.
Has it led to any problems or hiccups within operations?
Oh, absolutely. So when people order online, they obviously do so without the benefit of a customer service representative to confirm their order. And in that case, they could literally be ordering no sauce, no cheese toasty breads, and they get a little angry when you start delivering those to the door.
And how has technology affected how you fix problems with consumers?
Well, that's actually funny you asked that one, because as more consumers move away from calling us over the telephone and more of them order online, a lot of their feedback never even comes to the phone. So back when I started, a customer had an issue with their order, they would pick up the phone, call us, and give us an opportunity to make that right. These days, they might not even bother picking up a phone. They're going to leave that internet feedback, send it through the internet, and they're more interested in tweeting out their issues than they are actually giving us a call.
All right. And what are ways that online ordering has affected the industry as a whole?
Well, it changes how we staff the store, that certainly. So, like I said, when I started, phones were the predominant form of where the business came from. Mm-hmm. And how I staff the store is now completely different. So when I was younger and first starting, we would have people who were dedicated purely just to answer phones. And now we can actually run a little bit lighter, a little bit leaner, because those same people are not calling anymore. They're just placing that order online.
Has that made it easier to run labor, harder?
Well, at the moment, I think it's keeping pace with inflation. I would honestly prefer if they ordered more online, but it's made some things easier and made kind of the communication and being the face to the customer a little bit harder.
All right. How has technology affected consumer habits?
Well, that one's a little bit rougher to say, but it gives us, online ordering does give us a lot more data to kind of look at in that regard. So we have noticed that as consumers move away from ordering on the telephone and move towards ordering online, they tend to order more food. Mm-hmm. As one good note, it's a big difference between saying, hey, would you like a stuffed cheesy bread, than having a picture of a delicious stuffed cheesy bread just sitting there. So the consumer habits, they might not have ordered that. You might not have been able to represent that picture to it, but since they can see a picture of it, they're like, oh, that is fantastic. That's delicious cheesy bread. Let's go with that.
All right, and that's where we'll pick up when we come back from break.
It's one of the finest quality automobiles ever made.
Does it fire missiles?
No, it doesn't.
No problem. I'll take it. But I only want to pay this much.
As you can see, the architect is passionate about the design.
Does it have a missile silo?
It doesn't.
Fine, I'll take it. But I only want to pay this much.
We offer more than 200 programs at 4 convenient campuses throughout the Pikes Peak region.
We have night, online, and weekend classes, so if you need flexibility, we've got it.
Do you have... You know what? It's perfect. I'll take it.
Great.
But I only want to pay this much.
It's half that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Sign us both up.
You don't need to be a secret agent to find quality at a great price. Pikes Peak Community College.
You shouldn't be out alone. You should be taking evening classes at PPCC.
Hello and welcome back to Community College Magazine presented by Pikes Peak Community College. Again, I'm Michael Martin and I'm here with Hank Stout discussing technology's effect on consumers. So when we left, we were discussing consumer habits and how they've changed with online ordering. Can you elaborate a little bit more on that?
Well, you know, not only did we notice that they changed what they ordered, their exposure to particular coupons can be a little bit more controlled, so we can better see what people are going to end up ordering, what works for us in that regard. So, yeah, the effects are definitely there, definitely there.
What gives you better control over what the consumer is seeing?
Well, for example, with our online ordering process, we can actually focus coupons towards a particular consumer based on their previous order history. So we can actually see that this customer in the past orders large amounts of pizza. Okay, so we don't really want to focus on working with a coupon that's maybe for one pizza, because we know they're going to order 4 or 5. So we can focus on pushing coupons that are really more oriented towards the volume of pizza that they typically order.
And has online ordering changed how much you know about the consumers?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, everybody's information's on a profile, their order history is up there to see, and the things we know about the consumer is a lot easier to access than it used to be. We can see that particular demographics in particular neighborhoods order certain products. And we can get down to that kind of level. We can see how many people are ordering over an iPhone.
And how does that help you guys?
Well, like I said, we can, as I alluded to before, we can find coupons that are going to work within a particular area. You know, like in terms of price point, if someone's in a apartment complex and maybe in a lower income neighborhood, we are probably going to go something that has a little bit lower price point, and that's going to be a little bit more alluring to them in that effect, so that we can bring them on in.
And how has the technology that you guys have affected the consumers directly? Not affected their habits, but affected their experience, their...
Well, and like I said, I think it changed mostly how they order. My brand in particular has made it to the point where they can order through any venue that they would like. They can order via emoji if that's what they wanted to do. Send a smiley face to that number, and then the next thing you know, your pizza's at your door in 30 minutes. Nice. And you know, previously they would have to call, talk to somebody, give a phone number. Well, at this point, they can just program an emoji in and send an emoji, and that pizza's going to be there.
So it's streamlined it for them.
Oh, yes.
All right. Well, we will be right back, and we'll finish this up after this break.
This is the story of a boy who was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. his family got him help. And slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
They say that when you're facing extreme danger, your life flashes before you. If you think that's sad, consider facing it before you even have enough life to flash before your eyes. Deaths and injuries can be prevented by using the right car seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to know what is appropriate for each age and size.
Hello and welcome back to Community College Magazine presented by Pikes Peak Community College. Again, I'm Michael Martin and I'm with Hank Stout discussing technology's effect on consumer behavior. So we left off, we were talking about how technology has directly affected consumers. Is there anything else you wanted to say towards that?
No, it's I don't know if I really have much more to add on that one other than it's a very exciting time to be in this industry. I'm hoping everybody takes away something cool. I'm looking at the technology and where it's going on that front, and you know, I really don't have much more to say on that end.
Where are we going in the future with this technology?
You know, that is a much bigger question. You know, we're at the point where we can order through emojis. I think the next part of technology, especially within my brand, is moving into more automated technologies where you won't even have a delivery driver anymore.
Is that exciting? Is that terrifying?
Well, from a management perspective, I think I'm much more excited about writing a schedule for a car that's not going anywhere and not going to be sick for work.
Okay.
But on the other hand, it is kind of scary seeing robots take our jobs, and it's a very real possibility at this point that delivery drivers are going to be replaced with automated vehicles. I mean, that's some pretty cool stuff.
When do you see that happening?
We're actually testing cars now.
Okay.
Not in this local area, but as a brand, we're testing vehicles, and you know, with the strides AI have been taking, I think we could be looking at a automated delivery vehicle in the next 5 to 10 years.
And do you think we are going to lose a little bit more of our control over consumer relations and our relationship with consumers?
You know, I think we're actually going to end up bumping more heads with the municipalities who don't want to really play nice with the new automated technologies. That's actually where we're coming in. They don't want drones flying everywhere. They're kind of hesitant to let cars drive themselves. So I think the biggest barrier is not going to be so much with our consumers, but with the municipalities and states themselves. And
wrapping up, is there anything else you'd like the viewers to take away from today?
Absolutely order online. Come on, guys, if you can do it by emoji.
All right, guys, sadly we're out of time. I'd like to thank my guest, Hank Stout, for his wonderful insights today, and thank the audience for joining us for this presentation of Community College Magazine presented by Pikes Peak Community College.
Community College Magazine is presented by Pikes Peak Community College and ITV. For more information about our programs, visit ppcc.edu or call 502-3000.